Hi, everyone. This is Mrs. Warner. Um, I know this is Math 110, and we're almost to the end. We're going to be taking our final exam. And I just wanted to go through a few things for you guys on your final exam that might give you some extra help while you're taking your exam about how to use the platform the exam will be presented in. So, you're going to be taking your exam in eDoctrina, just like you had been for all your tests since we've been home for COVID. Uh, as you know, most of the short answer questions require you to show work, and our final exam is also going to have some multiple choice. So in case you haven't been paying attention to my other videos I've been sending you guys, there are two parts to the final exam. Part one is multiple choice, and there are 12 multiple choice questions. And part two is short answer. And I think there's 13 short answer questions of varying point levels. 3 points, 4 points, and 5-point questions. In the directions on the final exam on part two, it'll tell you how many points each question is for each section. So the final exam is super important. The dates the final exam is open is Wednesday, the June 10th through Friday, June 12th. It's very important you take both parts of the final exam during that time period. If you miss that time period for the final exam, you will not be given an extension. Very important you take the two parts within that time period. Now, you can take them all in one day, or you can break them up into maybe doing like part one on Wednesday and part two on Thursday, or however you need to. For the first part, I think there's 90 minutes. And for the second part, for the short answer, I think there's 2 hours. But if you do run into some problem during that time period, feel free to email me just so I know if some problem arose to you guys. Okay, so I'm just going to show you a little preview using like a practice test that you have this week for an assignment. So I'm just going to give you a little preview online here. Hopefully it'll come up. So this is like a practice test that you're having this week. It'll have directions at the top, and also included is a formula sheet for you. Now, this will be the same for your final exam. In each question, there'll be a related file, which is a formula sheet that you can use. I'm frozen. I was frozen. That you can actually use on the exam. Okay, so this says this part of the exam is multiple choice. And as you can see, you'll just be clicking an answer for multiple choice. You don't have to show your work. When you get down into like a short answer question, for example, question 8 is short answer. So you can see here, oh, that's still multiple choice, but you can also see at the top, there's a show calculator option. And if you click that show calculator option, a scientific calculator will come up for you to use, especially if you're doing a trig question, you need a scientific calculator to be able to use sine, cosine, and tangent. Let's go down to a short answer question. Here's a short answer question. And it says solve this system algebraically for y. So this is just asking you for the y value. Most of the time we ask for x and y, but this will ask for y. You can access I'm frozen again. You can access your formula sheet here. Here is where you would actually type your answer in. And there's also a show your work section. So you can type your answer in here. If you use this square root button here, this brings up an equation editor for you, and it should allow you, it might be a little slow here because I'm trying to record and do this at the same time, but it will bring you, here we go. It's a little slow just because I'm trying to record at the same time. You should be able to type like square roots, and cube root button is right here. And then if you have to raise a power to a power, or use a fraction, or if you need parentheses, all of that can be found here. There's also different like operators, adding, subtracting, all just different sorts of math type that you might need. So that's your equation editor to help you type your answer. Now, You can also upload an image. So in the show your work part, if you needed to do your work on paper, which is awesome idea. Some of you guys have been doing that. You do your work on paper and then maybe you save that as an image in your drive or something, and then you're able to pull that up. Or many of you are using this camera option. Super fabulous. You just hold your work up to the camera and you hit the camera button and it takes a photo of your work. And I'm generally almost all the time able to see where your work is on that page, and it just takes a picture of your handwritten work that you've been doing on a separate sheet. So that's an excellent option for uploading your work. Okay. So in the short answer, you should be using some of those options. Uh, Again, in a short answer question, if you're just writing the answer, you will only get 1 point. So say it's a 5-point question, then you get 1 out of 5 points, and that's not a good deal, because I know you probably are able to show the work, and you don't want to risk failing your final exam by not showing your work. Okay, so in case you're wondering, if you're taking the class for credit, your grade breakdown is the final exam is 25% of your grade. That's pretty lofty. And frozen again. The other 75% of your grade is your tests, quizzes, your reviews, and your homework. So I know you guys have been working super hard, and I'm so proud of you. And I'm holding some Google Meets again this week on Monday and Tuesday and Thursday from 1 to 1:30. If anybody has questions on any of those reviews, we had 4 final exam reviews last week, and we have 2 this week before you take your finals starting on Wednesday. So if you need anything, let me know. And I wish you guys the best of luck. I know you're going to do great, and keep up the good work. Okay, feel free to email or reach out to me if you have any questions, or drop by a Google Meet. Bye guys, and good luck.